what it is. Welcome to Planet Tyrus. And yes, you are feeling the power of the gravitational pull that is Planet Tyrus. Very excited today. Very exciting show today. With me, joining me today, a very special guest, the one, the only Sage Steele, who actually has a major announcement. So we're going to talk about her major announcement today and what life has been like for her. 16 years on the mothership known as ESPN, and now she is braving the brave, crazy world of the independent journalist, doing a ton of things. And again, has a major announcement. So looking forward to that. So without further ado, the one, the only Sage Steele.
You look great.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I still feel old. This is the first year that I can say that I felt the change. And again, this isn't the menopause thing, it's the man thing.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm not going to have that much sympathy.
That word, the change, is like when you physically know you can't do the things
Correct.
you used to do anymore, and it was proven to you privately by yourself. Just something simple like
Yes.
flying. You go to reach for the fly, and the fly's like, oh, someone needs to tell you. So this was the first year that I started to feel the effects.
How old are you?
52. And it's like a weird thing when you like feel it, and you have to accept certain things. Because for a long time, I think this is probably true for a lot of people, and not just sports, but entertainment. You kind of think it's forever.
Yeah.
You don't, because you're on TV every day, you don't feel like you age. And then life reminds you, like, yeah. Because when you look back,
it's very humbling.
Yes, and that's kind of what I've been. This year's been about for me.
I always heard that it's like how all of a sudden you wake up one day and you need reading glasses. It's the same thing with your body, and I definitely need reading glasses now. And I'm doing the bottom of my nose, things I said I would never do. And I don't know when this airs, but I'll be 53 at Thanksgiving, and so we're exactly the same. And it's my back. That's what it is. Lower back. It's been that way for about 10 years, but not to this level. And then I'm on the road now more than I've ever been in my life. So these damn hotel room beds.
Yes.
Like, that's a thing. And I travel, and I flew in today from Nashville. I travel with the neck pillow, but I put it lumbar.
There's a lumbar pillow.
I know.
Roman Reigns found it.
Oh, really?
You inflate it, and you put it in the small of your back. It's probably the most sought after, but you lose it all the time because you get up trying to catch the next flight and you leave your lumbar back.
Yes.
But yeah, that lumbar spot is worth its weight in gold. There's things you can, I just gave up because I kept losing mine all the time. But yeah, because you sit in the chairs, and then the worst thing is when someone leans back. I don't think there should be any leaning back in chairs.
I feel like we might have argued this once before.
Yeah.
And I think that there shouldn't be until I want to. And then I'm like,
no, I don't know, because I'm a man. We tend to think in more. I would just rather everyone be comfortable than. For me, it's murder. Once the chair comes back, it's first class is now over.
Even
and you're
first
not
class,
short.
Yeah, no, I'm almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
but even first class, it's not good for you.
No, first class has changed anyways.
That's
since
true.
the pandemic, because apparently it's a crime to be in first class. It used to be a glorious thing where you had your own boarding group, like now boarding first class, and everyone would applaud you for your success.
Yeah.
Like, wow, look at their first class. One day that could be you. Now it's like zone one with the oppressive class if they want to get. Like, it's completely
with all the
changed.
girls that were traveling in pajamas and things on their head.
Well, luckily,
everybody.
Fox is nice enough to let me fly Delta and United, so I don't have Spirit issues.
I did Spirit
twice. Oh,
because it was a desperation thing, and I did upgrade and buy the big seat. You know how it's printed on the back where the headrest is. And then I was sitting next to a Delta pilot at an airport during a delay. Started chatting, and he started talking about safety and all the more recent delays. And he said, "Listen, there's only one airline that I would never let my family fly on, and it's Spirit." And I was like, "Excuse me? What? Like, you think that they're all pretty equal?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the seats aren't as nice, whatever. Like, certainly Delta, it's hard as a rock. Maybe that's why it's less expensive." No, he said, because two things. They have fewer bodies on staff to keep the maintenance of the plane up, which is a problem.
Kind of a big deal.
And their pilots require the fewest amount of training hours in the air.
Oh,
So those are two kind of good reasons in my mind not to be cheap on Spirit, even though.
Not to mention, you also will get in your own free fight video on X if you fly Spirit.
Every time.
Why? Being life on the road it's because you were a staple. 16 years.
Yes, sir.
You were a staple at ESPN. And it was pretty monotonous. You traveled, covered big events. You were one of their stars, and I would argue I don't think they've duplicated it. But at least it was kind of stationary to a certain extent.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and now you are wherever they call, you have to roam. Like, which lifestyle did you like? The stability of sleeping in your own bed every night?
Yeah, when you host your show, it's a schedule. It's a set schedule. No matter which show I was on through the years, it's pretty much a set schedule. And I loved that because I got to do different things. I got to host SportsCenter. I got to take SportsCenter on the road to the NBA Finals or the Masters or the World Series and amazing things. The best memories of my career for sure so far. And I also had babies. Yeah. And you know what that's like. So to me, I needed the stability while still living the dream. And when I started there, my kids were 11 months old, 2 and 4.
Right.
Back in 2007 when I started. So I was I don't remember much. It was survival mode because the age of my babies and trying to adapt at the worldwide leader, which was a lot more cutthroat than it is now. I'll say that. They're much less picky now, And so it was perfect for that phase in my life. All 3 of my kids are out of the house now, 2 in college, 1 graduated college. Wow. So I know, and it breaks my heart, but it's also the perfect timing for everything that's happened. It's really a God thing. I view all of it. To have had the huge career change when I, left Disney ESPN 2 years ago and then stayed in Connecticut for another year to get my youngest out of high school. And then after that, I certainly have no reason to stay in the state of Connecticut. Got the heck out really fast. But so it is kind of perfect timing to say, all right, where do I want to go? Most importantly, the word want.
Yes.
Now I get to make the decisions. Who do I want
that
to
freedom,
talk to?
Betting on yourself and that freedom, it's a little scary at first.
Yeah.
Like when 10 years of the WWE, and I remember that first day where I was like, okay, now what? Where you just don't really, because everything is laid out for you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now you're trying to blaze your own path, and now you've done that.
It's crazy.
Do you? When you think about have you gotten to a place now where you just look at the fun times at ESPN? Like because you weathered that storm.
Yes.
You did. You came out on top. And it's very similar with I could always be bitter about WWE things that I didn't accomplish that I wanted to accomplish or whatever. But then you get to a point where you've worked through all that stuff and all you look back is you see the moments like you talked about.
Yeah.
I was calling the NBA
times.
Finals. You don't think about the BS anymore. You just think
I
about
still do. But here's why. Not out of bitterness, because I'm really at such peace. I actually was even at that moment and sad and hurt, but not angry. That I think it's a very different
because also
emotion.
you were standing for principle.
Correct. That's why I knew it was the right thing.
You didn't up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You weren't trying to do press conferences going, hey, okay, that's not what happened. I said 5 cuss words because it was a teleprompter. It was Larry.
I had to read it.
Yeah. It wasn't that.
You're right. It was principle. So that's what made it different.
So it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it's also scary because principles don't pay the bills.
No. And that's why so many people stayed quiet for so long and still are at ESPN and in any industry because there's still that very real fear of getting shut down, getting canceled, losing your paycheck. So I try to strike a balance between understanding that and having empathy for it because I have lived it and I get it and it is real, especially if you are a parent.
Right.
And you better know what your line is. And you have to, at some point, make a decision between principle and paycheck. And unfortunately, it seems to be very black and white. I had to make that decision. Right. Even though it was freaking painful, I knew in my gut then when I decided to sue Disney and ESPN while I was still on their airwaves every day, which is insane, thinking back. But oh my gosh, I lost 10 pounds. I was not a healthy person physically and really mentally because it was so scary knowing that by doing this, you're throwing away this career that you've built up and achieving the dream. And I was there and beyond. But Yeah, principle matters, and especially I think as we age, and then you're like, you know what? No more BS. So to your question, the only reason I really think about some of the craziness is because they continue to make stupid decisions, ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
And headlines with stupid decisions, stupid comments, like boneheaded stuff. And so therefore, I'm asked about it a lot. And now I have the freedom to give my opinion on it. And obviously, I'm one of the few that was there for a long time and left.
Because you also were successful after. You're like, you had the divorce and you married up. So,
I did.
So people will ask you, because if you get divorced and things don't go well for you, you can't critique the other side. You can't critique ESPN because they're like, well, where is she at now? Where have you been able to reinvent yourself? So now you can look back. Try not to punch down, but at least you're in a situation where, and I say that because the best revenge is success and a smile. It really is. When you succeed in stuff, or when you stand up for your values or principles, or you bet on yourself, there's not a better satisfaction of feeling like and it's like, it just kind of hits you.
Totally.
Where you're like, they do not affect me one way or the other at all. And that's not just with jobs, that's with people too, where their day affects your day. And then you get to a point where they don't bother you anymore. Their stuff doesn't bother you anymore. Yeah.
I think it's a choice. It's a deliberate decision that is probably the hardest thing, because you have to be okay being disliked.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with people putting you in the box that is maybe unfair.
But the box, because the original box was, you were, well, obviously, because you leaned conservative and you leaned your religious values, so your blackness obviously was gone immediately.
Oh, gone.
Was put in the box. Yeah.
Do you know how many times on Twitter, like thousands of times, I've been told that I was uninvited to the barbecue?
Yes.
And like all the things. It cracked. I was like, what is that? Because
we're the only group that gets it taken away.
Seriously.
Can't give it away, but boy, they'll take it away. So you never ever see like Chinese people get in an argument, and one of the Chinese people, oh, nope, your Asian card's gone, bro. You messed up now. Like, it's never, and
Hispanic,
whom or what are we supposed to be when it's gone?
The Jewish card, like all of these things.
Italian?
It doesn't happen. It's so funny.
It's just like, that's the meanest thing to say, is like, you're not, wait a minute, according to you, we're the most oppressed group on the planet and can't do anything without the help. But at the same time, as soon as we start doing something or have original thought, I'll need that. I always love when they try to take my black card.
The black card,
I'm
yes.
like, cool,
and of course, because if you're a little lighter and then you're biracial, fine.
Okay,
but
check
you know what
anyone's DNA on this. There's a reason why it's called African American. Go to Africa, do a DNA test over there, and you'll see some differences.
Yeah, correct.
Quite a few.
Big time.
Yeah, even the bluest of us over here aren't blue enough.
The bluest. You know what, though? You know what I decided? As for that cookout, like, I was there, and then you uninvited me. I want reparations. Like, I do. I want payback for being uninvited to the cookout. Like, how great would that be?
I wouldn't have went because I can't stand people. So
humans. I don't like humans.
But no, I'm just saying, like at cookouts and stuff, because people show out. They do too much. And I'm always going to be the one. I'll have the cooler and everything and the family, and we'll take 10 steps, and I'll see Uncle Jerome doing something. I'm like, this is why we don't come. Turn around. This is why.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm sorry. I can't do this. I have a career. Like, so.
But you know what, though? Like, I do, and I mean, I know you do too, I assume. I get a lot of quiet support from people who look like us.
It's getting louder.
It is. And especially in the last year, and I talked about this a million times, when Barack Obama went in October 2024 and scolded black men, I think, in Pittsburgh for not lining up with Kamala, people were like, wait a minute, really? And where have you been? And where were you, south side of Chicago, for 8 years? During your presidency? Well, we know where he's been the last few years, and that's helping run the country before Trump got back in. So I honestly, I really am so disappointed in so many people for taking so long and for then making it about race, choosing to divide, choosing to race bait.
You know what?
For the ones who are
what bothers me the most about President Obama is you can't get next to him. You can never ask him a question. Never do an interview with him. Like he is the most. Like he was supposed to be the first and the best of us, and a lot of people didn't vote for him, not necessarily because of the color of his skin. They liked his message. Yeah. It was his message that united
hope and change.
Yeah, but it did. Whether what he did with it afterwards is irrelevant, but he lost his way because he's now they've ruined what was supposed to be the first. I hate the first shit anyways, but like you are now saying it was only because of your pigment that you were elected, not the lawyer in Chicago, not the guy who worked his ass off, not the guy who had the next level speech, not the guy who beat a war hero.
Yeah.
The great late John McCain, and all these things you've done, you have reduced it to you should have voted for them because they're black. You realize that you just cannibalized yourself. And that bothers me.
It saddens me because I really, even though I never voted for him, either one of the two times he ran, I absolutely wanted his success. Because if you don't, then please leave my country. Because whoever the commander in chief is,
regardless of whom they are,
please.
This idea that like it's not my president. No, it is.
It is. For us, and now are there certain things I don't want?
We're not always going to win. Like I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Trump 3 times.
You voted for Obama twice.
Yeah. The first time I did it, it was felt like it was duty.
Yeah.
But it was tough. McCain, McCain and Obama, I kind of looked at it like I could live either way. You know, I might not like a couple things, but I could go either way. You know, and I think that was the last election that I felt like that, where it was like with Trump and Hillary, it was this way or that way. There was no,
But Romney in 2012,
Romney just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
His delivery was
too slick,
awful. He didn't. I always felt like he tried to be something that he wasn't. Like if you're a devout Mormon and you're fiscally responsible, just be that guy. Yeah. Let us make that decision. Whenever he opened his mouth and tried to talk about things outside culturally of his purview, he was horrible. And he wanted to come off one way and he came off another, and he didn't. I just feel like he was all over the place, where Obama always had a message, but Obama I never felt was ever in any problems with Romney, ever.
Any what?
I never thought he was ever in any danger with Romney.
Of losing.
Never.
Well, to me, the turning point, because it was closer than people thought it would be, if you recall, and then Superstorm Sandy hit here in New York.
Yes.
And then he's having romantic walks on the beach. Obama and Christie, after the storm hit here. I don't remember. That storm was the turning point, because it was this massive disaster in the one of the greatest cities in the world, certainly the largest city in our country. And then he's going to be the uniter this time and bring everybody back.
He did, whether you like Obama or not, the brother can speak. What bothers me is
he can read,
just so
Tyrus.
Unattainable.
There's a difference between speaking and reading.
Yeah. Well, we saw that with Kamala.
That's what I'm saying. For sure. Yeah. But he is a great teleprompter reader.
Yeah, he can go.
If you go one-on-one, it's a completely different delivery.
Because we never see it.
But even if you do it,
what bothers me is like, why would he not? And again, I guess we got spoiled because the current president would sit down with someone like me and have a conversation. Like, and it doesn't have to be me, but I'm just saying, Officer Stan, why does Obama never sit down with conservative brothers and have a conversation? Like, it's always in his own bubble. But he doesn't have
to, Tyrus, because the media was always in his back pocket. Like, he doesn't have to. You know, if this were reversed and Trump were acting that way with the mainstream media, they'd be crushing him every day for it. So they have to find other ways. But Obama doesn't have to. He was, the person, like what's the phrase?
Well, he was there, lightning in the bottle, and they just didn't know what to do.
Like the perfect child almost. He could do no wrong. And so he didn't have to. But I was always so shocked to see the difference between teleprompter Obama and one-on-one Obama, and a lot of, filling the pauses with empty words.
Yes.
And so that's why he's smart. That's what he is. You don't do things that you're not good at. And he's very smart in every way. I have to explain
that to Kamala. Because I guess that's what bothers me the most about when Gutfeld the other night, they were saying that Michelle Obama recently said, like, they're not ready for
Yeah.
woman. And I was like, no. No one's ready for a woman. No one's ready for a black man. No one's ready for a white man if that is the only thing they're selling to be in leadership.
Correct.
If the pigment of my skin is my greatest quality, you're a bad choice to vote for.
Correct.
So it should just so happen this great person who has all these great leadership just so happens to be a woman. Who cares? Just so happens to be gay. Who cares?
We don't
just
care.
so happens if they are good at what the job and they can explain it to us without us having to talk to chat GPT or AI or whatever, then if they can burden us by what has been, then I would be appreciative. But it just seems like identity politics, they just hold on to it so hard, but it doesn't hit. I don't feel like it hits.
People
anymore.
are starting to, I think people have really begun to see through it. People saw what happened over the last few years of Biden's presidency. And even though it was very obvious to anyone with a brain that there was something lacking, and I say that in a sad,
I talked
human
a lot about
way.
it in my book, like just watching, like you're watching a deterioration of a human being.
It's terrible.
And I made mention, because I said it very easily could come off to where I'm making fun of Biden. I'm not. I said I'm appalled by his family.
I've been saying that from day one, by his wife.
You could send him out. Now, two things. Now, these are my opinions. He was a bad husband. Maybe he wasn't a great person. And usually your family treats the man how he treated them in his good years and his elder years. So my thing is, why would you send him out there like that if you cared about him? Because if you know he can't go anymore, you know he's embarrassing himself. Like, you should care, but they were just, they would have, it just felt like they were like, you go out there.
Greed.
You go out there. Yeah.
Greed. And when I saw, Dr. Jill literally helping him across stages and upstairs, I was angry at her.
Yeah,
because
I was like,
that
why?
is her husband, and you took vows to protect her, each other, husband and wife, goes both ways. And when you continuously do that, remember after that debate, and then she stood up at the mic and she's like, Joe, you did such a good job. Like, it breaks my heart. It's an embarrassment. Maybe most importantly, when you put the human element second for a moment, I feel so lucky. We should feel so lucky that last year, even if you just say the last 6 months of his presidency, that nothing happened on a large scale, some sort of terror attack to this country, because it was a mess in Washington, D.C. Who was running that country? Who was protecting us? We saw the auto pen. Yeah. She was all over the place doing whatever she wanted. She wasn't helping run the country as the vice president. And so, again, we go back to Obama. But I just feel so lucky that we were okay and that handoff went well. And then the second Donald Trump took office, he hasn't stopped.
No, and I would push back a little bit. I think the opening, basically the floodgates of the border, we didn't get a giant terrorist attack.
Yeah.
But we are having
in the traditional sense, correct. Yes, we didn't get a 9/11.
When you unload your jails and your psych wards, and basically the other countries just basically they pulled the Scarface on us. They just got rid of the worst of their worst. Yeah. Drug tracking, what is it, 300,000 children. Oh. We've only gotten 24,000 back. That's a lot of babies.
Imagine how they were laughing at us. Like, these idiots are letting all of our worst humans come across the border. So I agree, in a different form of terrorism, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm just grateful. Now, listen, is it perfect now? No, absolutely not. It's not perfect. But I would take this 8 days a week.
Because he listened. I think President Trump's greatest strength is his ability to listen. And a lot of people were like, "What do we say about?" He will listen to, if you have a good idea, he doesn't care where it comes from. He just cares if it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's probably, I think, his greatest strength, because then he can sit down with the opposition, because it's like, if it's a good idea, personally, I don't really care what you think of it. Mm-hmm. And we don't see that because everything in politics now is so personal. But then when it's personal, you don't have to make sense. You don't have to say logical sentences. You can say dumb shit by Burden by one as Ben, or people go on to like even the interviews, like the journalist. You're a journalist, and when you look at to segue a little bit here from when you look at journalism today, opposed to when you were in school, did the vision or the expectation of what it is to be a journalist dramatically change for you? Like once you realized, like when things started to get the woke way, where it was not about journalistic integrity, like that just kind of, when do you think that changed?
I think I used to say that it changed when Donald Trump came down that golden escalator 10 years ago, but it was before then. I believe it was when Barack Obama took office and everybody was just fawning over him. And
that's where the virtue signaler was born.
Yeah. Like that, we didn't even have that phrase, and not, at least it wasn't popular back then.
No.
And to me, that's when it changed. And I look just from a sports perspective and how ESPN handled things, because that's the world that I was in. I was always interested in politics and paid attention because we should as Americans and as parents, you know. But I remember during that time in particular, he would go to Andy Katz from ESPN. He was a great college basketball reporter, great guy, would go to the White House every year to fill out the March Madness bracket on TV with Barack Obama. And he loved basketball. We know he put a basketball court in the White House, famously, infamously, however you look at it. And every year it was this big thing, and the promotion around, Obama and the brackets. 8 straight years. He leaves office, Trump comes in, nothing. You're not allowed to do an interview, nothing. You can't talk about it. Or actually, you can talk about it, and you can crush Donald Trump on ESPN airwaves, on your social media, when we weren't allowed to be political until that time. So it was very confusing. It was a very confusing time when, no, journalism. And then all of a sudden, the hypocrisy got really thick because they allowed it if you leaned this way, but not the other. Certainly the summer of love in 2020. And then between COVID, George Floyd, gone. I love, though, like, to me, the saving grace, because we know the mainstream media journalism is dead within that realm.
Yes, I believe.
But the saving grace is independence. And how about Barry Weiss taking over CBS News after what happened to her at the New York Times? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I have faith, and I will give CBS a chance once she really continues to dig deep and try to flip it. Because there were so many incredible programs, like legacy shows, 60 Minutes, that turned into
just call
disasters.
Balls and strikes. No one's asking you to lean anyway. Don't lean on anything. Just tell the news.
So I'm excited for the future, maybe, at least at CBS. ABC is still. You know what came up on social media today? Remember in 2019, Amy Robach? And she was like in a commercial break, and they were recording her as she was complaining about ABC executives who had totally squashed the whole Epstein thing. And she's like, I've had this for 3 years. I have women, I have victims, and they haven't let me do it. That's still ABC Disney to me.
Yes.
NBC, whatever. So CBS, I have hope. Obviously, I think on cable, it is what it is. CNN leans left, Fox News leans right, and it is what it is, and you make your choice there. With sports, my biggest issue is what? Is that you or me?
That is
me. So you, because I know I turned mine off.
Yeah.
Is it a kid calling?
No, it's a guy calling about a golf cart.
Okay, priorities.
My daughter's a jumper.
Priorities. We could go deep on the horses. Remember?
We can get in there.
Remember?
Well, you know what? This where I'm like batting around the room. We're talking about a lot of things. So, we did an interview together. Was it last year?
Summer of 24.
Wow, time flies when you're in front of the camera. You lose track of time.
I know.
Terribly. So, okay.
Uh-oh.
You got married.
Oh, that. Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was fast, Tyrus.
Yeah, because I remember you were going through like the tail ends of.
I'd been divorced for it's been 6 years now. So it was 5 years when we met and sat down, when you sat down on my show. And guys, let me tell you, one of the best of my almost 90 episodes was with Tyrus. And it was because we forgot the cameras were there and we just talked.
Yeah.
And you shared so much and you changed people's lives. So if you haven't seen it, I would say, please take a look, because that's what a real man is. And I know you're going to hate me for saying that, but you were awesome.
Well, thank you.
I so appreciated you opening up. At that time, I didn't know the man I'm married to now.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
Listen, when you're our age and you're starting over, when you know, you know.
Yes.
And that's what happened. Okay, do you want the really quick story or no?
No, yeah, I want the really quick story.
After you answered your phone about the golf cart?
It's the most aggressive golf cart salesman ever.
Nice. Better be a damn nice golf cart Tyrus.
It better be.
So for horse show parents, and I used to be one,
Yes.
you go to the big shows and
gotta
you
have a
don't
golf
walk
cart.
around. You have to have a golf cart. You have to
gotta
have
have
like a
golf
little
cart.
4-pound rat dog. Do you have one of those too?
No, we're anti-dog.
I will so judge you if you get one of those
No,
dogs.
it will never happen.
Okay.
It will never happen.
We shall see. We're on tape with proof.
I can tell you right now, I like dogs. My wife does not like dogs.
Okay.
My daughter does not like dogs. So there will be
You already
no
have a
dogs.
damn horse. Like,
Yeah,
leave
no,
the dogs
2.
at home. You have 2 now? Oh,
Yeah.
you're such a sucker. We only had 1.
No, we have Jesse, Richessie, and then we have Chiante's Elise. So technically we have 3. But.
We used to have Echo was the barn name, and Nouveau Riche the Third was his show name.
Yes, I have
You
a
know
fancy
the
horse
life.
name too, Richessie van Hoog Hammerstein, who's a Belgian sport horse, not to be confused with a regular Belgian horse.
Completely different.
Completely different.
Yes.
She's a Cadillac of horses.
Correct.
And then there's
I'm so proud
Jessie.
that you're in this world.
Jessie, though I thought was going to be cheaper because her name was just Jessie. She didn't have, but she is an Irish sport horse.
No.
Gray, and she's and then Chiante is Elise, and he's older. He's because they're Richesse is 7 and Jesse's 8, and then Chiante's the old
So
man.
they're
He's
young.
17.
Okay, but he's
So-
got some good miles on him.
Yeah.
But see, Tyrus fell for it. You didn't call me. When they say, well, your daughter needs this horse for her flat classes, and then she needs this horse for her hunter, and then if she wants to do jumper, she needs this horse. You didn't call me. I could have saved you a couple
Listen,
$100,000.
I wish the sad part is that we're not even doing hunters in equity. We're jumping.
Jumpers.
Georgie just wants the clock.
Oh,
She
yeah.
didn't like the
Speed.
judges. So, and the goal this year is to qualify for Team USA. So we got to jump a lot of horses.
Yes,
so
you
rest
do.
one, jump one, rest one, jump
I
one, rest
swear.
one, jump one, rest one, jump one, so she can get those.
I always
points.
tell people who have younger kids, and I preface this by saying horses literally changed my daughter's life and were incredible, and mine too. I rode even as a poor army brat back in the day and rode up through adulthood. But I always say to parents of young girls who say, well, Sarah wants to start to ride horses and ponies, and she likes to go pet them and groom them. And this is what your answer needs to be to Sarah or whatever the little girl's name is. I'm so sorry, you're allergic.
Yeah.
If you go around horses, you will die. Just say no and get a dog, because your entire life savings ends up going to, because you can't, if you're going to do it, you got to go big or
You
go
gotta go
home.
full. Yeah, you gotta go full regalia. You
You
gotta
can't.
go
So
all
you
in.
did it, and I love you for it. And that's
No,
why I love your
listen,
passion.
my-
And you're a good horse show dad, because that's a thing.
The wife gets the brunt of it, but the thing I would argue with this though is that the level of dedication and work
Huge.
that goes into it. When you see your daughter, the first one in, last one to leave, doing all the little things, it's hard to think about. You don't think about the money then. You don't
Exactly.
think about when they're jumping and she's competing, and you
Well,
don't think
the
about it
care-
then. The only thing is that the only time I think about it is because I was like, I'm going to retire in a couple of years. It ain't happening now.
You better behave so Fox keeps renewing you, right?
Yeah, because I gotta, she's gonna be in it for a minute. But
you know what
learn
it
as
is?
you grow. You grow, and you have to learn when to say, "Hey, not yet."
Yeah, but it's such a unique sport. And I'll say this, for all the legitimate reasons why you could crap on it because of the cost and just, oh my gosh. As an athlete, it's usually about just you and your body and the right equipment and your training. There's 2 athletes here. It's the human
about
and the
that
horse.
connection, yeah.
And the connection is something you cannot
That's
replicate.
her and Jess right there.
But how old is she now?
She's 11.
How tall is she?
Yeah, she's getting up there.
Oh my
she's not-
gosh.
yeah, like
That
oh,
horse is beautiful too.
Yeah, that's Jess. They're
But
all
like
tall.
when kids realize it's not just about them, like if you don't take care of your horse, you're not competing. And so it is bigger than you. And that's the beauty of this sport that makes it so unique. Okay, do you want to hear my Dave story?
Yes, that's what we're.
See, this is what we do.
You tried to
This is what we do.
block it. And
Oh, I know.
Okay,
No,
so-
it's the coolest thing, and you're gonna love this.
okay.
November 12th, 2024.
Okay.
So exactly a year ago,
All right.
I was at a charity event for veterans, Tomahawk Charities in Nashville, with a girlfriend of mine whose husband couldn't go, and everybody was like, "Oh, Sage is a good +1. Sage will go." So Sage went, and this tall drink of water walks up to me at the cocktail hour.
Dave.
Dave, Yes. As my kids say, Dave. And he walks up to me and said something crazy.
Please tell me he didn't say, "May I meet you?"
No,
Okay.
Tyrus.
All right, hold on. You know what? Can we bring Dave in? Can we bring Dave? Because I feel like Dave should be able to defend himself.
Well,
Because I feel like you're going to bury Dave. There's a.
I'm not
he
gonna.
could sit
I
right
married
there.
him. I'm not gonna bury him.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna like this, I think. He looks at me and he's like, "Hi, my name is Dave." Okay, by the way, like not a tux, but a beautiful black suit. And
So Dave's a good dresser.
yeah.
Okay.
And he's like 6'4", and I had my big girl shoes on, so even I'm 5'11", add 3-4 inches, so
Right.
I was a good 6'2", and he was still taller, and I'm like, okay,
So that's points.
I'll listen. Anyway, I didn't know. I thought he was just coming over to say hi, and you
Right.
know, you're in public, nice people say nice things.
Yes.
Usually the haters, they're wusses,
They
and
stay in the
never,
back. No,
yeah,
they just put it on.
keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
So he comes up and he says, "Hi, my name is Dave. We have something in common," and I'm like, "Try me." He goes, "Our mothers." 30 years ago, while our dads were stationed at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, Army officers, our mothers used to volunteer at a convent for retired nuns. And I was like, "Excuse me?" Because I know
Who would
of these
make that
nuns.
up?
That's
I mean,
tough one to
pretty
make up.
specific makeup.
Tough
yeah.
one to make up. The nuns that were part of my life and ends
Yes.
up part of his family too. And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "Then I used to play high school basketball against your brother Chad at Gruber Gym, which was the gym on Fort Leavenworth." So when you're name dropping the gym name,
Very specific.
very specific. And I said, "What's your last name?" And he told me again, and I went, "Oh my gosh, I know that name." And we chatted. Then we had to go sit down for dinner. There's a post party. We head over to the post party. We're chatting. I see him when I walk in. I'm like, I'm gonna wait because he's cute, but I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
And we start talking about everything. And we both, obviously with the military background, he actually is a veteran and served 7 years, was in Iraq, saw a lot, did a lot. It's what I'm probably most proud of him for, aside from being a father.
Right.
And we started talking about all the things. And about 2 hours in, like we're in a Broadway type bar downtown
party. And
Nashville.
you the
Like
only
there's
two in
chaos.
there.
And it
Just-
was like
yeah.
we're the only two in the room. And all of a sudden Tyrus hit me. And I got these crazy, 16-year-old girl butterflies. And I was like, and I'm like, "I need a drink. I'll be right back. Can I get you something?" And so I went over and got a drink. And I'm like,
What did you get?
vodka soda.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What do you mean you figured? What do you think?
It would have to be
Think it was
vodka
like
something.
something
You weren't
flowery?
gonna be like, "I need a scotch. I got to think this over."
Okay,
Neat.
I'm not a Scotch girl.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying,
No.
no.
So I came back
Give me
with
an
2 vodka
old-fashioned.
sodas.
This-
Yes. I'm like, double this one
Yeah.
for me because it hit me. And I had these butterflies and I went, "Oh my God, this is my person." And I looked back over my girlfriend who I went with, who
Mm-hmm.
is awesome, Katie Busby, and she was dressing him down. And she's like, "What do you want with my girl?" And I got back over there. He had gone to the restroom and she looked at me, and I will change the language because my mom will watch this.
Yeah.
But she said, "You're going to marry him. Don't screw it up." And I looked at her and I was like, "I know." And then she goes, "And he has really nice shoes." I'm like, "That's important."
Shoes.
So
Why? You know what?
I know women
That's
in
such
shoes.
a misconception because everyone wears one good pair of shoes on the night
Okay,
out.
fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's always you got to catch them on a Wednesday. You got to just randomly jump out on them and be like, "Hey, you see your okay, all
Yeah.
right, you got good
Okay. You
kicks."
can take a look when we're
No, no,
done
I'm
here. The
saying-
shoes are nice.
I'm just saying. I used to always hear that, and I used to drive me absolutely insane.
Well, no, and it's
because
her
anyone
trying to
could
be
wear-
funny, trying to
yeah.
lighten the mood because I was like, "Girlfriend, I know I'm going to marry him." And this is
So this was a whirlwind. This was pretty fast.
So that was November 12th. We got engaged April 12th, and we got married September 5th this year.
Wow.
I know. But here's the thing. I'm almost 53. He's almost 50.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got like what, charitably, what 8 years of like
Oh my-
physical.
Oh
like,
my God.
No, look, I'm just saying. Like, I'm
Oh
just.
my God.
You got like
no.
before the joints start cooking in and the arthritis.
Listen,
and
I have years to make up for here. Okay.
you start freaking out because the blonde's got gray on the tips and.
Well, this is all gray and it's blonde for a reason
Yeah.
here. Just leave that alone, okay?
No, hey, listen. I'm a little older than my wife, so she still has time, but she's looking at me like,
Well, he's younger than me. He's 3 years younger. So I'm like,
Okay.
let's go. But the coolest thing is when, and you know this, we've talked enough for you to know, like when you're with someone, for me, it was my first boyfriend, age 20 to 47. That's all I knew.
Right.
So to start over when you've never ever started over at anything relationship wise, it was just one and done. It was the scariest thing ever. And being in the spotlight a little bit in the public eye.
Well, no, a lot of it.
Yeah. Then who do you trust? And as a woman, I'm like, do they like me for me or because I can talk about football and basketball all day? Like, what is it? And so it was really scary. But when you think, and this is, I mean, my faith journey has been a journey for sure. And really,
you guys are the same faith too, right? So it's no crossover.
we're both Catholic.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So, wow. All right. Well.
And the same beliefs, the same upbringing in that way. But when I gave up, and this might sound cheesy, I don't know, but when I gave up control and was like, God, in every aspect of my life, please take over because I'm an idiot. And when I did that on January 1st, 2024, everything in my life changed. Later that summer, before I met Dave, I ended up on the campaign trail with Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? What was that? Like,
yeah.
That's the last thing I ever would have wanted to do. Ended up moving to Florida full time because I was then an empty nester and it was just me. I never thought I'd be starting over at 51 with the kids off to college and alone. And it is in every way.
And he has a job too, which is nice. He's not a fixer upper.
What a
got
concept.
His stuff together, right?
A job. Yes. What a concept.
You got to talk about his Houston Oiler hat. I mean, they're not coming back, bro.
No, he's a Nashville guy, and I swear every plane ride we take, which is a lot, or every restaurant, he wears that hat, and people are like, "That was the best logo. Titan should get that one back." I know.
It was Tennessee Oilers would have been fine.
It would have been.
Yeah, that's not their issue though. They can't.
They got other issues. Yeah. Okay, let's try to win a game. So I just feel I feel so lucky to have gotten this opportunity. And listen, is it perfect? No. I had just moved to Florida full time. He's in Nashville. His kids are 17 and 19. So he still needs to be around more. Mine are 19, 21, 23. So you're blending 5 kids with this new relationship. But let me tell you, when the mother's friendship goes back 32 years.
Yeah, we
had never met, and they've been friends for 32 years. And so he was fully vetted immediately because the next morning after I met him, I all of a sudden get a call from my mom. And she goes, "Did you meet Dave Barbuto?" And I was like, "What?" So this one, he gets home, he texts his mom texts my mom texts me, and it was over.
Wow.
Yeah. And here we are. Yeah. Now I'm married. It was a big old wedding, too.
It was good. Luckily, there wasn't like an old feud. Like, is this the same woman who didn't show up for the last day of volunteering? And I got stuck in a double shift. Like, so
exactly.
the good news
with
is
the 85-year-old nuns.
Yeah, like nothing's ever forgotten.
So when the wedding was the reunion of the parents, hadn't seen each other in 32 years.
Wow.
And then we get to the wedding, and we rented these houses on the property in Nashville, and everybody was staying together. I bet I get emotional every day because I have never felt this complete, despite the chaos of becoming an entrepreneur and starting my own business. But I've never felt this complete. I've never felt this protected. And as we talk about men in today's society and what has happened to many of them, a lot of it is looking in the mirror, ladies, and what did we do to men to tell them not to leave, whatever. That's a conversation, a great one for another show. But like, I've never felt this protected and supported and encouraged and loved and, good feedback, and I needed a lot in my life besides my parents. And I'm so grateful for the crazy journey.
You never know how it's going to go. You think you can call it, and then when you're in it, you don't know this is the greatest moment, like you won't know until it's gone, so it's kind of whenever you can take a moment to look back and kind of go and process like, hey, I'm doing some good things here.
Yeah.
Because like you usually wait till the next storm before you stop.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to just kind of stop sometimes and be like, I'm all right. Like
what you've done in particular has been very inspiring to millions of people, and just being so open and personal with your personal life, with your marriage, et cetera. And, as hard as that is, probably still, it's a decision you made. And I can tell you this, no matter what ends up happening in our relationships, our kids are watching everything.
Yep.
And although divorce for our 5 kids was and still is not easy, and we desperately want them to love their parents, our exes, 100%. I got to tell you, I never considered the power of having my kids standing behind me as I took these vows and seeing their mother treated like this, and to get to witness all of it. That, Tyrus, was, one of the best parts of this whole thing is that my kids got to see this transformation in me as well. And so what does that do?
Well, because they grow with you and they saw everything, and they know mom's unhappy or mom's sad or mom's
dad
lonely.
too.
Dad's lonely.
But Tyrus, here's the cool thing. By them witnessing us, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, the tears, the happiness, the joy, all of it, they are taking notes. And then when they are in the position to choose a spouse, I bet they ask different questions.
Also, at the same time, they'll know when's time to go if it's not good.
And hopefully not. To me, the goal is they ask different questions, more questions, because they know what can happen, right?
Right. And also, they'll be
so they only do it once. That's the goal, So I feel so blessed that my kids got to witness it. I'm going to send you a picture when we're done, because they, besides seeing my husband when I turned that corner, walking up the aisle, something I didn't think I'd ever get to do again, besides my almost 80-year-old father walking me up the aisle, something I didn't know would happen based on health reasons and life, to see my 3 kids standing there, smiling, grinning ear to ear. My son's 6'4", 220. He had tears in his eyes, like priceless. So no matter what happens, no matter what names I'm called, and it's daily, no matter what happens to my show, that from you. I'm good.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about integrity.
Yeah,
it self-promotes, and the haters can't mess with your destiny. They really can't. They can. Nobody wants to walk away from something they love because of principle. Like, that's the last thing you want to do. It goes against your principle because you're so loyal to where you were. So to do that and to walk through fire and to get to a point where you don't know if you're even going to be able to support your family, let alone thrive,
It's been scary. And a lot of people deal with it. And that's what that's why it's important for me to share this part of it.
I think that's what connects people, is when they realize, because I think sometimes they see us in front of the camera and they don't realize everything that goes around, and they shouldn't have to, because if you put your ass on the camera, then you should have your things together. But most of us, we don't. We do the best we can with what we got. And sometimes they get a connection, and then they see that, like, you go through stuff too. For them, it's like, because they're like, well, they think a lot of times, well, if you have money and success, your problems go away. No. They increase.
They're bigger.
And then you have to watch other people watching you. But you have to learn. And it's a lesson, unfortunately, a lot of us in entertainment miss, is you got to know when to stop and say, this is good. Like, I'm in a good place. Like, I'm okay. Because we spend so much time going, oh, I've screwed up.
Yeah. Well, and everyone lets you know when you screw up, when you're in the spotlight. And that's okay. That's part of what we signed up for. But when we are vulnerable, just like you were on my show, just like you have been in so many important ways over the last year, others realize they're not alone. And so by sharing, we are helping them maybe not go to a really dark place, when you let them know that this guy, this Hulk of a human being, this brave, courageous, strong man that's on our televisions every single night is also hurting, but still coming to work every day and crushing it and caring, right? But when you humanize yourself, you are helping others. And that's been the most beautiful part, by the way, of being independent, and to be able to talk about what I want, to hopefully make it more comfortable for others to share their crap,
just to speak it and not be, it's the end of days because you speak your mind. Because I think you have to keep yourself grounded, because the other side of it is also, if you start listening to your fans more than the people around you, that's a problem too. It's like, it's such a fine line. But when you have a strong core of support around you, this is a lot easier.
It is. Because
you're able to be like, what's important.
And
it's not the cheers from a bunch of strangers that always matter. It should be the people that that generally care about you, that you're not doubting, they're like, is they with me for this or that? Is it because I'm on TV? They're with like when you have those questions, those that lead to so many other there's a distrust, a natural distrust that just builds over time when you know the people that are in your circle are there, whether you're on TV or not, or just.
And by the way,
just wanna
that
be around
circle's
you.
gotten really small.
Yes.
And that's okay. I didn't realize that I needed it. It's not
That was
like
one
it's
of the
super
biggest
painful.
lessons in life that I had to
Yeah.
learn was that, and you don't always want to hear it, because you're like, well, people like me and this, that, whatever, and I like having a lot of friends and this, because it's like it also is a lot of noise, so you don't have to focus on your shit sometimes. So when you cut your circle, what's funny is when you do cut the circle, the amount of people that don't call back without ever, it's just they never were really there to begin with.
They weren't.
They were just there, like
Yeah.
like it's an opportunity. And then you don't Dear John them. You don't be like, hey, I'm cutting my circle. You just cut your circle, and then you wait to see who reaches out. And it's
don't.
and it's 90% don't.
Yeah.
Like that's the
But you know what?
but that's the and then you realize how much energy and how much of yourself you wasted trying to impress people who are never going to show up for you in life
not.
anyways. You're entertaining them.
It's almost a blessing.
Yeah. No. And I advise anyone to do that. Cut your circle. See what comes to the surface. You might surprise yourself.
I struggle enough with finding time for the people that I do love,
Right.
much less the ones that I don't and
When you
don't
can
love
cut
me.
when you cut out the miscellaneous bullshit people, you have a lot of free time in
That's,
terms of
these
like
are the
just
things
focus.
that I hope our kids really like. I know they just hear us talk. It's like blah blah blah. They're talking again, a microphone or to their face. This is the stuff. I don't want them to wait as long to be okay being disliked. Like that's a true gift when you can let go.
We also have to let them get their scars.
Correct.
You gotta let
You're
them.
right.
You can't hop in because you do not want to be, because that's what started a lot of this shit in the first place.
You're right.
Like sometimes you see my son is 6'5" and he's 14 years old, and he is playing baseball against high school people, and everyone's wanting to put him with the older kids, and I keep telling him like, hey, no, and he finally said, you don't believe in me? I said, son, you know what? Go ahead. And that first time that 95 mile an hour flew past him,
Yep.
18-year-old, he looked back at me, and I just was like,
Yeah. Like you don't
there's
even have to say I
reasons-
told you so. They
we'll
just
get
look.
there. We're just not there yet, son.
Yeah.
So.
But it is true. They got to learn the lesson. And for some of the serious stuff, you're like,
But be
listen.
close enough to where you can,
Catch them.
you got a lifeguard.
Right. I mean, they
before-
got to get some
got a little
bumps
dent,
and
a little
bruises.
scrape. Yeah. Always a blast. Apparently, we're out of time. It always goes quick whenever I talk to you. Congratulations.
Can we do this more often?
Yeah.
Because there's so much I love talking about with you.
Yeah, you have an open invite.
I
So
haven't had a repeat guest on my show yet.
I'll be happy to come back.
Wait, I did, and it was Riley Gaines because she had her baby.
Yeah.
And that Riley's
I think
in a
that's-
class of her own,
yeah,
having
she got her
babies
own-
and saving the
she
world.
Got angry, ugly ladies
Crazy ladies.
going after her for being in the top 5 in the country.
I know.
Like, oh no.
It's so beautiful. Listen, again, congrats. You look great.
Oh, thank you. I'm getting there.
Seriously.
I got a ride. So another 20 pounds and then I can.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
20?
Well,
Okay.
just with all my kids, I'm just trying to be nice to the horses. But everyone wants to
Don't
ride
break
the
the
stuff.
horse's back. I
Yeah,
know. I know. By the way, I'll say this. I'll shut up. Since I rode my whole life, people don't think it's a sport. The muscles that you have to use, especially English and jumping, those saddles are a lot thinner. There's no other way to warm them up to make them strong. The only way to get that true core and then the inner thigh is horses. And I challenge the best athlete in the world to get on a horse and not get off the next day like,
Oh no, it's going down. I'm telling you. It's like, and I'm probably gonna go Clydesdale anyways, just so I don't have
well,
to
you
do
need a
much.
Clydesdale
Yeah.
or that other kind of Belgian.
Yeah, whatever one's cheaper.
Shut up.
Whatever one's cheaper. No, for real. Like whatever one's cheaper, because I don't need no high end big horses from me. Speaking of high end big horses, I guess
Golf cart man's calling
Yeah.
back.
I know he called like 4 times.
Thank you, Tyrus.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
So awesome.
Thank you.